Hello, friends. Happy Monday. And since I've been doing live videos every day for September, that's been my own personal challenge. Some of you who've been watching these videos know that another layer of that challenge is, I don't know, stretching myself a little bit out of my comfort zone. And that today will involve reading you a lyric I've written. But I want to give you a little bit of context first. So, right now, I'm in the last chunk of a songwriting course that I'm doing on Piano TV. It's called the Pop Song Challenge. And I basically wanted to help people learn how to write a song, start to finish, like a pop style song. And that involves like writing chords, writing melody, writing lyrics, and so on. So I'm at the part of the challenge right now where I'm working on the lyrics of my own composition. Because part of the fun of this challenge is the fact that I'm also going through it myself and writing a song alongside everyone else. So I've been working. I'm on the second draft of my lyrics, and I don't really love them. They're not really the best, but I was reflecting on the mysterious process of writing lyrics and how they tend not to be written in a sitting. They tend to be written over a longer period of time where you're allowed pockets of marinating, where you can write it and then come back to it a little bit later after some time away, and then you can kind of see things fresh. I had the same experience when I was younger. I used to spend a lot of time drawing. And the same thing would be true when you draw a picture, paint a picture, or whatever. You spend a lot of time on it, but then you have to walk away and get detached and then come back and you're like, whoa, that nose is like way out of proportion or something that you can't really see in the moment. So I find the same thing to be true with writing lyrics. And sometimes I take this so far as to, not look at a lyric for like a year or years even. I've come back. There's actually a song on the album that I've been working on that is in post-production phase right now. It's called Natural Feelings. And there's a line from that album that I wrote at a party in like 2006. Sorry, there's a line from that song. So sometimes lyrics just need to sit and be put away and be put aside. So I put away my songwriting challenge song and I was just flipping through my notebook. Now, this has been my lyric notebook for my own compositions and stuff that like cover songs and stuff that I learned for since about November, like October, November of last year. So I've filled it up. This is like as far as I've filled it up. There's not that many pages left. I try to fill one of these up in a year is kind of my goal. But I was flipping through some of the older lyrics and just seeing how I feel because some of the lyrics from this book, actually, like at least half of them, have evolved into songs on my album. But there's also a bunch of lyrics in here that never saw the light of day. One of them being something I wrote on, so you can see with the black ink. I wrote it on November 12th of last year and I called it The Abstract. And I remember writing it. I was in my little cubicle of an office back when I used to have like an office for my keyboard and my piano lessons and stuff in like a little cubicle downtown. It was like my own little box of a room. And I remember just I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was wasting time, but I just sat down and wrote a lyric and I just remember the moment of being in that office. So this is the comfort zone part. I'm gonna read this lyric to you. And I don't exactly know what we're gonna talk about after, but what I do love doing is talking about lyrics and dissecting them and oh, maybe it means this and maybe it means that. In some sense, there's no point in explaining a lyric because the lyric should kind of be open to interpretation. So if I start explaining it, then it's like I'm putting it in a box and all the threads of what it might mean are it's just trying to make something more tangible that is maybe meant to be intangible, like trying to explain a painting. But at the same time, I find a lot of value in that. I like explaining other people's lyrics or trying to like musing on them. So maybe I'll do that. But this is this might be a little embarrassing. But let's just get to it. It's not too long. I'm gonna try to refrain from talking about it until I'm actually done reading it, and then maybe we can talk about like some creative decisions I made there. And I'm also this never made it onto the album, so I wouldn't say this is like one of my stronger lyrics. But when I reread it today, I'm like, okay, I kind of captured something. I captured like a feeling that was in my heart at that moment. So let's see what happens. Okay, so it's called The Abstract. Get my coffee. I'm procrastinating now, you guys. The sky is always blue on the other side of these clouds, gray like a shroud that covers you, and what's outside becomes true. But maybe the sky is truly black or colorless, a canvas. And if it's all in my mind, I've never been lonelier, alone in the abstract. But I don't have to wonder what's on the other side. I could wander the whole world, just chasing the light. The sky is always blue if I can only see through these clouds. White like a vow made only for me. It'll move on eventually. Just me and the expanse of space, the real romance when the rest is erased. And if it's all in my mind, I find that I quite like the quiet. When I don't have to wonder what's on the other side, I could wander the whole world chasing the light. So, where I'm going with this one, I guess the first thing that I noticed when I was rereading this is like, okay, I was trying to paint a picture with like block colors. So I say blue, gray, black, and white. These are four colors that I use in the song, and I was trying to, I don't know, when I think of those colors, it's basically grayscale with the addition of blue, because I think the idea in my head, the way it sounded when I was even noodling on the piano, it sounded like those colors to me, so I wanted to literally capture those colors in the words. Um, the whole idea, but I don't have to wonder what's on the other side. I could wander the whole world just chasing the light. It's kind of like, I think what I was feeling in the moment and what I was trying to say is that you could just like live and have an experience of life that's totally experiential without reflecting and having like kind of an inward journey. Like I don't have to wonder what's going to happen or what's on the other side could even mean like after death, contemplating things that are like just beyond our ability to know, beyond our understanding. I could just I could wander the whole world chasing lights. Like I could spend my all of my days just there's so many like pleasures in life. There's like awesome places to see and there's great things to feel. There's good food to eat. I could just spend my time on the more like I guess the more physical aspect of living. And I think I was posing this as a statement that could never really be true for me, but it's like I could do this. Other people do this. It seems like a totally worthwhile thing to do. I could do it, but there's like the implication that I'm not going to do that. I'm always going to wonder, right? I don't have to wonder, but I'm always going to wonder. Now, the other thing in here too, just me in the expanse of space, the real romance when the rest is erased. It's kind of like I think the way I was feeling is that the like the deepest, most enduring relationship that I will ever have in my life is my relationship with reality. Whatever that means, some of you might frame that as God or like whatever language you want to use. But like the essence, like everything else comes and goes, but just me in the expanse of space is like the sort of most distilled and enduring relationship that I have, and that's the real I don't know. I just like the way that it is the real romance in a sense. It's like everything, my relationships with people and with events and things like that are all just extensions of or expressions of my relationship with reality itself. And if it's all in my mind, I find that I quite like the quiet. It's sort of like accepting. There's a certain like aloneness in that where in the first verse, I've never been lonelier, alone in the abstract, is kind of like begrudging the fact that it's like a despair moment. It's like I'm alone, um, I'm lonely, but then kind of come around that it's not so bad. We're all kind of alone in our own ways, but we all have this like permanent relationship with reality. So I like the quiet. We're not like quite alone in that sense. Maybe we're not alone at all. I don't know. I just thought that, yeah, I thought that I was reading through this today and I decided I would share it with you. And I like talking about lyrics and concepts and stuff. And I've been doing that a lot over the last few months with the songs I've been writing for my album. Actually, one thing I'm focusing on right now is trying to get the track order right. And that's a very abstract process. It's also very technical because you don't want two songs next to each other that don't sound right next to each other. But it's just to get the thematic development right for what each song is trying to say and what I want the album as a whole to say. It's just been on my mind alongside with the pop song challenge. So anyway, that's today's video. Thank you so much for joining. I always appreciate that. I don't know if you guys like write poetry or something, maybe you could share it. I don't know if that's like beyond your comfort zone to share it in the comments, something that you've written, or if you just have any thoughts about the poetry writing or lyric writing process or something. I always like what you guys have to say. So let me know and I'll catch you tomorrow. And there's some drag racing outside.